For thousands of years, they lay hidden beneath the mounds of modern-day Pakistan and northwest India. It wasn't until the 1920s that archaeologists stumbled upon Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, realizing they had discovered a civilization that rivaled ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia in scale and surpassed them in planning. The Indus Valley Civilization flourished around 2500 BCE, spanning over 1 million square kilometers. But unlike their contemporaries, they left no towering statues of kings, no grand temples to gods, and no records of massive wars. Instead, they left behind perfectly gridded streets, advanced indoor plumbing, and a mystery that continues to baffle historians. How did a society this large and advanced function without a visible central ruler? The hallmark of the Indus people was their obsession with order. While London and Paris wouldn't see organized urban planning for millennia, the cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were built on a strict grid system. The streets were aligned north to south and east to west, designed to catch the wind and provide natural air conditioning. Their building material of choice wasn't just stone, it was the standardized baked brick. Every brick across dozens of cities, separated by hundreds of miles, followed a precise ratio of 1:4. This level of standardization suggests a highly organized administrative body, yet we have found no palaces. The citadels, raised platforms in the cities, didn't house kings, but rather massive granaries and public facilities, suggesting a society focused on resource management rather than royal ego. Perhaps the most shocking discovery was the Indus drainage system. Nearly every house, no matter how modest, had access to a private bathing area and a latrine. These were connected to a sophisticated network of covered sewers that ran beneath the main streets. At Mohenjo-daro, the centerpiece of the city was the Great Bath. This was a massive, watertight pool lined with bitumen, natural tar, to prevent leaks. It wasn't a palace pool, it was a public space, likely used for ritual purification or social gathering. In a world where most of humanity lived in filth, the Indus people had mastered hydraulic engineering, prioritizing hygiene and water access for the entire population. The Indus people were the ultimate merchants. In the port city of Lothal, they built the world's first known dock, connecting their trade routes to the Persian Gulf and Mesopotamia. We know this because Indus seals, small soapstone squares carved with animals and a mysterious script, have been found as far away as modern-day Iraq. These seals served as barcodes or signatures for trade goods. Curiously, despite their vast wealth, archaeologists have found almost no weapons. No swords, no shields, no murals of soldiers. While other civilizations were obsessed with conquest, the Indus Valley appears to have been a remarkably peaceful society, built on the flow of carnelian beads, copper, and textiles, rather than the blood of their neighbors. The greatest frustration for historians is the Indus script. We have recovered thousands of inscriptions, but unlike the Egyptian hieroglyphs or Mesopotamian cuneiform, we have no Rosetta Stone to translate them. The script is usually found in short bursts of 4 or 5 characters, often accompanied by images of animals like the unicorn or the humped bull. Because we cannot read their writing, we don't know their names, their myths, or their laws. We don't know if they were a democracy, a collective of merchant guilds, or a religious state. Their silence makes them the most enigmatic of the big 3 ancient civilizations. They exist to us only through their artifacts, their jewelry, their clay toy carts, and their precisely calibrated stone weights. Around 1900 BCE, the great cities began to fade. The craftsmanship of the pottery declined, and the gridded streets began to fall into disrepair. For decades, the Aryan invasion theory suggested they were wiped out by northern warriors, but modern science tells a different story. Climate change was the likely culprit. The Saraswati River, a major water source, began to dry up due to tectonic shifts, while the Indus River became prone to devastating erratic flooding. As the environment became unstable, the agricultural surplus that supported the cities vanished. The people didn't die out all at once. They migrated, abandoning their high-tech metropolises for smaller villages in the east and south, carrying their culture with them, but leaving their urban genius behind. The Indus Valley Civilization didn't just disappear. It laid the genetic and cultural foundations for modern South Asia. Their influence can still be seen in the traditional jewelry of India and Pakistan, the layout of rural villages, and perhaps even in the spiritual practices that would eventually become Hinduism. They remind us that a civilization's greatness isn't measured by the height of its monuments, but by the quality of life it provides for its citizens. They were a people of peace, order, and water, a society that mastered the earth without destroying each other. As we look at our own modern cities today, we are still walking in the footsteps of the master planners who lived along the Indus 5,000 years ago. Look at our modern global megacities: New York, Tokyo, London, Mumbai. They are defined by their horizons. Glistening glass skyscrapers piercing the clouds, sprawling penthouses for the elite, and massive golden monuments dedicated to CEOs, politicians, and war heroes. Our architecture is a visual shout of hierarchy and power. But 5,000 years ago, a civilization the size of Western Europe chose a completely different path. The Indus Valley Civilization built cities for tens of thousands of people, with 0 palaces, 0 temples, and 0 monuments to rulers. Today, we are going to step into an alternate reality. What if the Indus Valley didn't disappear into the soil of Pakistan and India? What if their societal philosophy survived, grew, and existed right now in the 21st century? It would be a world that turns our modern concepts of success, architecture, and technology completely upside down. If you visited a modern Indus metropolis today, the first thing that would strike you is the silence of the skyline. There are no towering corporate headquarters or luxury high-rises. Instead, the city is a low-rise, hyper-efficient masterpiece of urban planning. Every neighborhood is built on a flawless, digitized grid system. The streets are perfectly aligned to harness natural wind patterns, creating organic breeze corridors that eliminate the need for massive, energy-draining air conditioning systems. Instead of concrete and steel, the buildings are constructed from smart, carbon-neutral biobricks, engineered to the exact mathematically standardized ratio of 1:4, the very same ratio they invented 5 millennia ago. There is no downtown or slum. Every single sector is identical in quality, ensuring that resources, light, and space are distributed with absolute mathematical equality. In our current world, access to clean water and sanitation is a global crisis, often dictated by wealth. In the modern Indus society, infrastructure is the religion, and hygiene is the highest law. Every home, from the artisan's workshop to the administrative hub, features an advanced, automated water filtration and waste management module. The city's waste isn't dumped into rivers or oceans. It moves through a subterranean, closed-loop bio-drainage system that recycles 100% of the city's water and converts waste into organic fertilizer for urban vertical farms. The crown jewel of the city isn't a stock exchange or a parliament building. It is the Great Bath. Reimagined for the modern age, these are massive, solar-heated public aquatic complexes lined with natural, eco-friendly sealants. They aren't water parks. They are the literal center of public life, serving as spaces for community integration, physical health, and democratic assembly. In this world, a government's success is measured purely by the cleanliness of its water. How does a modern superpower run an economy without a central government, a military, or a billionaire class? It runs on decentralized, open-source logistics. In our world, trade is dominated by massive corporate logos and complex legal intellectual property. In the modern Indus economy, trade is governed by digital seals. These are unique, blockchained cryptographic signatures, inspired by the ancient soapstone seals featuring the famous unicorn and humped bull. When goods move across the country, their weight, quality, and origin are verified by universally standardized stone digital weights. There is no currency speculation or stock market manipulation. Wealth is defined by tangible practical trade, sustainable agriculture, high-end ceramics, textiles, and carnelian tech components. It is a merchant guild economy where reputation and structural honesty are the only forms of capital. The most shocking aspect of this modern Indus reality is its total lack of military infrastructure. There are no defense budgets, no nuclear deterrence, and no standing armies. While the rest of the 2026 world pours trillions into weapons of mass destruction, the Indus society invests every single coin back into civil engineering, healthcare, and education. To our modern eyes, this looks like an open invitation to invasion. But the Indus people operate on an aggressive system of mutual interdependence. They are the world's primary logisticians and resource managers. To attack them is to immediately sever the global supply chains of food, clean energy, and vital raw materials. Their defense isn't a wall of soldiers. It is the fact that they have made themselves indispensable to the survival of everyone else. They have weaponized peace. In our history books, the Indus Valley script remains undeciphered. But in this modern reality, that mysterious script became the world's most advanced, non-hierarchical programming language, a written code designed for communication and coordination, not for writing royal decrees or tracking taxes. The modern Indus Valley is not a primitive eco-village. It is a high-tech civilization that chose a different path. They prove that human progress doesn't have to lead to inequality, pollution, and warfare. They are a living reminder that the true greatness of a society is found beneath the streets, in the sewers that keep people healthy, the grids that keep people equal, and the peace that keeps people alive. As we look at our own fracturing, hyper-expensive cities today, the modern Indus Valley stands as a quiet, powerful accusation. We didn't have to build the world this way.